You made it to 2025. This is Diaspora Scholars TV, where we bring you stories about the journeys of students and scholars who come to the US and North America to pursue their careers. We are back at IU Bloomington, Indiana University in Bloomington. Today we are with Sylvester Makobi, a doctorate student in music. And so this is his story. Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And earlier on, we took a tour of this school. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's really amazing. And I can't believe that I just live not too far away.
It's actually been voted as one of the most beautiful campuses in the US.
It is.
IU Bloomington. So,
that is, for sure, it is one of the most beautiful campuses in the US. And I can tell you as a matter of fact, because I tour the US as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I've gone to many, I've gone to many universities in the US. And, you know, this is one of the most, not only prestigious in terms of, scholarly production, but in terms of sort of aesthetic value. And I know this is an arts institute, right? What do you call this building?
This building is it's the Neil Marshall Black Culture Center, which is next to the theater and dance department. And then it also houses, as you saw upstairs, the African American Arts Institute. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of arts, and you showed us a studio, you know, where, you know, there's various performances where they are recorded from, where teaching takes place. So essentially, I mean, it's a lot of, facilities available here to really bring out the cultural, features of various communities, which are epitomized in these dance groups.
Yeah, definitely.
So you say tell us again, there are three, you said you call them ensembles?
Ensembles, yeah, or three groups. There's the IU Soul Review, which was the first that was founded in 1975. Then we had the African American Dance Company, which came after that, and then the African American Choral Ensemble, which is the choir. Okay. Yeah.
And you performed in some of those?
No, I didn't actually. Well, we did a
initially,
workshop. When I was visiting before I became a student, and then I was employed with the IU Soul Review, as I said earlier.
As a road manager?
As a road manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So we want to be able to trace your journey, from Kenya to the US, because there are many viewers who don't even know that you can do doctoral studies in music. It turns out that you can just do just that. But it's been a long journey for you.
It has. But,
let's find out, and I know I've talked to Sylvester before. He says quite a bit of, he thanks God. We also want to thank him for his efforts. He's been able to represent our African culture as well. But let's find out, where were you born, about your early years of school, and, why music. Let's talk about that. Where were you born, and how did it all start?
Yeah, so I was born in Nyeri, in central part of Kenya, and at that time, my dad was actually doing his master's at Kenyatta College. He was actually amongst the first 3 students to do a master's in Kenya in music education. So he was doing that. So he was in and out of Nyeri because he was studying, and then soon after he started a music department, the first music department to teach high school teachers who wanted to teach music in Kagumo Teachers College. So in fact, that's where I grew up. As a toddler, I was surrounded by music because my mom was also a choir conductor.
It runs in the family.
Yeah, I could hear all the sounds.
A gene of music.
So there was just music even before I was born, and as people, even before you're born, you hear sounds. So I think it played a big part of that. Then we moved to Kingongo Estate, which it's famous because of the Kingongo prison.
Oh, okay.
So in fact, our neighbor was one of the commanders of the prison.
The prison. Yeah. They call them jails here.
Yeah. So at that, I was studying at Nyeri Primary School. That's where I went. And it's a funny story because when I was around this music, but I was young, and you know, boys are just playing all around.
Boys are boys.
You don't know what they want. But there was just something in me. I went and wanted to join the choir at Nyeri Primary School. But now this teacher, I can't remember which one exactly, but said boys cannot sing.
Do you remember his name?
No. But I don't remember her name, but
it's a she.
Yeah, I just feel that it was also a blessing to my journey because
she is a teacher who sparked the interest in the music.
Yeah, because like, why?
You wanted to be a real boy.
I'm an altar boy, and I'm there in front of the church, turning pages for the priests, and they're there. I was like, this is a person who's singing.
Viewers, did you hear that?
So I just had questions, and then my brother was playing drums in the choir, and he was singing.
You guys started singing at that early age. No, I mean, it was in the family. And
but now this thing of boys cannot sing stuck and kind of really sparked my interest of knowing what is this that I can't do. So it actually helped me because now I started even doing more. My sister was pursuing music in high school, and she came with her. I asked her to teach me how to read music when I was in primary school. So I was like, "Hizi rungu unafanya nini? Unasoma aje?" So she gave me the first.
You mean the musical notations?
Yes, those notations. And I learned there, but I didn't really follow through until I got to high school, and that was Senior Chief Koinange, and I met the late Sir Henry Kuria, who also knew my dad, because my dad at that time he had moved on from teaching at Kagumo Teachers College, and he had been absorbed to the Presidential Music Commission by the late President Moi. So he was the first team to be put together by the president to kind of research about music in Kenya and then preserve it. And they started the culture of performances of traditional music.
What is the name of your father?
The name of my dad is Timona Makobi.
Timona Makobi. This is your son, Sylvester Makobi. He espouses and speaks a lot of you. You inspired him. The parents of Sylvester. Talk to them. Talk to your parents right now.
Thank you, Dad and Mom, for inspiring me, and also just my family. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Wow. Then you left Senior Chief Koinange.
So when I was in Senior Chief Koinange, again, I met the late, we call him Sir Henry Kuria, and at that time I was not even doing music. Yeah.
You didn't sing in high school?
I was singing, but not studying music as a subject.
Oh, but did you sing in the school choir?
I did.
At Senior Chief Koinange?
Yes, but through him, because one day I was hearing people singing, and I heard people sing the national anthem in voice parts, like soprano, alto, and tenor. You know how television, we used to start with the national anthem, KBC, in Kenya. The national anthem first. And
Voice of Kenya that time.
Yeah, maybe. And then we are told, Tukufu Rais, the president was here. So I heard them singing. I was like, wow. I just moved to that room. And when he opened, he said, hey, Form 1. Because that's I was the first year. And I almost ran away. He said, no, come. Who are you? And I introduced myself.
Sir Henry Kuria, is he still alive?
No, he passed on.
He passed on.
Yeah. So he asked me my name, and I told him, oh, wow, Mr. Makobi. Son. Yes. And then, hey, come in. I was like, yeah. So when I got in, I found the room. It was called the senior mixed choir. So it got that name because there was that time where you had the Form 5 and 6, and there was a senior, and there was
an A-level. Yeah.
So in that choir, we had all the prefects, like the DH captain, and so I saw them, and I wanted to run away first.
You were not a student leader, but your voice was taking you where you were supposed to belong.
Yeah. So I
He's
joined
the
the
one
choir.
who recognized that boys can sing.
So I I got in and I was singing tenor, and I tell you, I mean, I was also very tiny. So at that time, and there are all these huge people in the choir. And then through the choir, so I made friends. And people were amazed. Oh, wow, this guy, he's even getting favors like from prefects. They're giving him like even serving more meat. And
Yeah.
so
I know the privileges that are.
So
we talk of corruption in Africa. It starts at the school level.
But anyway, that kind
That
of
is
connecting with
what-
those
yeah,
people, and I
yeah.
started singing. By the time I was in my second year, that's when I started doing like music as a subject. That's when I began. I had not, so Form 2, that's when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow the choir did not have so many people. People graduated. So I took over teaching the choir.
You started teaching choir
Yes,
at that time.
Yeah. And
I mean, you were living your father's dream already at that age.
I mean, you know, sometimes I think even just the work of my dad with people, his students actually, many of them, some of them I even don't remember their names, but they say, hey, your dad taught us very well. So I just find they're sharing, and it's not because of anything, but it's because of how they studied with him. But anyway, so I started training there. It was difficult because sometimes I did not know how to read well, but my colleagues in the choir were very patient. They were like, we don't know how to read these things. This guy kind of knows, but it's taking too much time.
I mean, I remember the only music I did was in middle school. They call it primary school. I only remember the F clef, the G clef, and I mean, we would try to memorize those. I mean, it's just a different language. Yeah.
So, well, I continued. We went even up to national levels. I continued performing even apart from conducting choir, I was also singing solos.
Oh, you're singing solo as well?
So I continued singing, and at that time I was studying with Miss Rose Gaditu, who was the music teacher there, and she also challenged me.
Is she alive?
Yeah, she is. And giving me, when sometimes I do some work, she puts more challenge.
Where is Miss Rose Gaditu?
Miss Rose Gaditu, I think right now she was working in one of the examination boards, if I'm not wrong, in Kenya. But I'm thankful to her.
Rose Gaditu, I mean, if anybody knows Rose Gaditu, Sylvester is here, very thankful. He went all the way into a doctorate in music, and it's unbelievable that at that time you didn't even know you'll ever go this far, did you?
No. It's just I just kept going. And,
you kept going.
Yeah.
Then eventually you went to KU. So let's talk about your life at undergraduate level at Kenyatta University, Nairobi. When we return, you're watching Diaspora Scholars TV. This is Sylvester Makobe's story. We'll be right back. Wow. Oh man. Hey. You started singing in high school. Not singing, teaching.
Yeah, teaching choir and singing.
Mwalimu wa kwaya hakukuwa?
Walikuwa wanakuja wanaenda, but kuna mwingine alikuja anaitwa Demenge. Nataka kumtaja. So they were in, and the teacher, sometimes they're not like paid teachers. So sometimes they use music.
Oh yeah.
So pengine mwalimu anakuja tu.
So high school ulifanya music pia?
Yeah, nilifanya music.
Oh. Kuna shule chache sana zilikuwa zinapeana funza music. Very few schools used to take music at Form 4.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, si ndio?
Then, I mean, so hizo ndio, I mean, naweza sema on air, just
to
encourage people.
Exactly, yeah.